What happens when a rising star is pushed too far on live television? When the questions cross a line and the cameras keep rolling no matter what? Today, we're revisiting one of the most shocking moments in daytime TV history, the confrontation between Grammy-nominated artist Teddy Swims-Grass and talk show host Kelly Clarkson. What started as a warm, friendly chat quickly turned into a tense, emotional showdown that no one saw coming. It was a regular afternoon taping of the Kelly Clarkson Show. The audience buzzed with excitement as Teddy walked onto the stage, flashing his signature smile. Full of charisma and gratitude, Kelly greeted him enthusiastically. "Teddy, welcome to the show. Your new album is incredible. That voice, where does it even come from?" Teddy grinned, relaxed. "Thank you so much, Kelly. Honestly, it comes from growing up singing in church. That's where I learned to feel music, not just perform it." The audience clapped warmly. The energy was light, easy. But then Kelly shifted gears. "Your transformation has been amazing," she said with a smile. "You've lost a lot of weight. That's been a big part of your journey, right?" Teddy's smile faltered slightly. "Yeah, it's been a journey. Health became really important, especially with all the touring." Kelly leaned forward. "Well, you look fantastic. Did you do it for your career, or was it more of a personal choice?" Teddy's tone grew careful. "It was personal. Health should always be personal." Kelly nodded but pushed a little more. "Of course, but let's be honest, image matters in this industry. Did your team pressure you? I know labels can be tough." The air in the room changed. Teddy's jaw tightened, his voice firm. "My team has always supported me as an artist and a person. My worth has never been tied to how I look." Still smiling, Kelly pressed again. "Come on, Teddy, be real. You must have felt a difference, right? When you were heavier, weren't some doors harder to open?" The silence was instant and heavy. Teddy's eyes met hers, steady and sharp. "Kelly, my weight was never about my music. My voice didn't change. My talent didn't change. The doors opened because of my art, not my size." Kelly tried to keep things light. "I'm not saying your talent changed, Teddy, but the industry probably treats you differently now. That's just reality." Teddy leaned forward, voice rising just slightly. "No, Kelly, that's not reality. That's part of the problem. When you talk like that, you reinforce the idea that an artist's value depends on appearance. My success isn't a weight loss story. It's a music story. And when you frame it like this, you erase everything I've worked for." The audience went completely silent. Kelly's producers whispered frantically into her earpiece. But the cameras kept rolling. "Look, I'm celebrating your transformation," Kelly said quickly. "You should be proud." Teddy stood, his expression full of frustration and hurt. "What I'm proud of is my art, my voice, the connection I have with fans who see themselves in my songs. What I'm not proud of is sitting here and watching my career reduced to a number on a scale." Kelly raised her hand slightly. "Please, Teddy, sit down. I didn't mean—" He cut her off. "But that's exactly what you meant. Every question has been about my body. Not one about my lyrics, my process, my purpose. That says more about this show than it does about me." The tension in the room was thick enough to touch. Kelly tried to smile through it. "Teddy, I think you're being a little sensitive. This is daytime TV. We're just having a conversation." Teddy's voice was calm but filled with conviction. 10 minutes. Kelly. 10 minutes of talking about my body before mentioning my music. You don't see how disrespectful that is?" Kelly's smile faded. "I was just trying to inspire people, to show that transformation is possible." "Inspire?" Teddy echoed. "No, Kelly, you're not inspiring anyone when you turn someone's life into a before and after story. My art is the inspiration. My songs are what matter. You don't get to decide which part of my story to celebrate." The crowd shifted uneasily. You could hear the faint hum of cameras capturing every flicker of emotion. Kelly tried to steer the moment back. "Teddy, I've always respected your music. But fans notice when artists change." "Fans notice honesty," Teddy interrupted, his voice unwavering. "They notice when someone pours their soul into a song. That's what connects people. Not image, not gossip, music." He exhaled, steadying himself. "If this show can't see me as more than a headline about weight loss, maybe I shouldn't be here." The audience gasped softly. Kelly blinked, stunned. Teddy began unclipping his microphone. The sound of static filled the silence. "You wanted inspiration, Kelly?" he said quietly. "Here it is. Stop reducing artists to their bodies. Start respecting their work." Kelly's voice trembled slightly. Teddy, let's start over. I really do want to talk about your new album. He looked at her for a long moment, then shook his head. No, Kelly, we can't start over. Because starting over means pretending this didn't happen. Pretending it's okay to turn someone's art into clickbait. And it's not okay. Kelly's face fell. Please, we can fix this. We'll edit it out. Teddy stopped mid-step, turning back to her. And that's the problem. Your instinct is to edit it out. To erase the uncomfortable part instead of learning from it. This isn't about bad TV, it's about what this moment says about the culture we've built. He handed his microphone to a sound tech and looked directly at Kelly. You have a platform. Artists come here trusting that they'll be seen and respected. That trust is sacred. And today you broke it. The room was completely silent. Kelly stood frozen, her expression softening. Teddy, she said quietly, please don't walk out. Let's talk about this off camera. Teddy's reply was calm, final. I've said what I need to say. My music speaks for itself. My art speaks for itself. My integrity speaks for itself. I don't need to justify any of it, especially not on a show that values spectacle over substance. He took one last look at the audience. To everyone watching, remember, artists are people first. What we create comes from our hearts, not our appearance. Respect that. Then he walked off stage. The audience didn't move. Kelly stood behind her desk, motionless. Her producers scrambled behind the scenes, whispering in panic, but no one dared interrupt. The cameras stayed locked on her as the silence stretched. The host who had guided hundreds of interviews was, for once, speechless. It wasn't entertainment anymore. It was a breaking point, a live reckoning about respect, image, and the invisible weight artists carry in the spotlight. As Teddy disappeared behind the curtains, Kelly finally exhaled, blinking back emotion. For the first time on her show, she'd completely lost control, and in doing so revealed something raw, human, and painfully real. That moment would replay across social media for days, sparking debates about how artists are treated in interviews and how the media frames their stories. So what do you think? Was Teddy right to walk off, or should he have stayed and finished the conversation? Whatever your answer, one thing's clear: sometimes the most powerful moments on television aren't scripted, planned, or rehearsed. They happen when someone refuses to be reduced to a headline and chooses, instead, to stand up for their truth.